So you beautiful people, in my mind, it's really time to expose skill-based matchmaking for what it really is. It's been passed off as this thing that helps newer players get protected. It's been also passed off as this thing that introduces more newer players into the game at the cost of other people, especially people who have been dedicated and spent their money and will spend their money without even thinking about it when the next card drops. That's me. I'm very guilty of doing this. Now, this video here that I'm going to show you is Exclusive Ace on Twitter yesterday. And what Exclusive Ace has basically done is started a new account, done really badly on that account, and then you can see the types of players that he's been put in with. Now, this is what I would consider to be, and Ace has said this himself, a protective bracket. Ace is firing a unsilenced pistol. Nobody is retaliating. Now, there's several explanations that we could give for this. Maybe these are bots, but I would assume bots, even on the lowest setting, would be programmed to recognize gunfire in the game and would automatically at least turn and fire back, even if the shots aren't accurate. These could be very young kids who have seen their dad or their mum play Call of Duty and think to themselves, oh, I want to go. Or these could be disabled players, someone with a hearing impairment. But you would think to yourself, well, hang on, if you're hearing impaired, then your senses tend to get better. Your other senses become heightened. So you'd see on the minimap that there's a red dot and you would shoot back. There's all sorts of explanations, but I just want to make sure that it's very clear. I believe in a protective bracket at the start of the game for these types of players, but that's where things should end, in my opinion. There should be no more protective brackets after that, and you should not be put in a bracket where you have to fail on Call of Duty. And that's what I feel like is going on right now. I feel like I've spent my money and I'm being robbed, I'm being manipulated. The situation that I'm in the game is manipulated and manufactured for me to fail. And I'll give you a real world example of this happening to me so you can understand my frustration with Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War at the moment. I went to a fair with my ex once and I saw a really big teddy bear, and it was only £2 to play this basketball game. All you literally had to do, in essence, was take a free throw and get that ball in the net, and you win that teddy bear for £2. £2, I got 3 balls, that's 3 shots. I'm quite decent at basketball. I was a fake American when I was younger. Absolutely loved watching basketball. Absolutely loved watching American football. I was obsessed. But the whole culture that I was involved in, rapping and all that, I was a fake American. I can happily admit that. And I got pretty good at basketball because that's what I used to play in the playground instead of football. And I was very confident I could take this shot. And I took the first shot and it kind of rolled around the rim and then came back out. And I thought, that seems a bit dodgy. Then I took the second shot off the backboard to kind of soften the shot, make it roll in. And it just came over the rim and rolled back towards me. And then finally, my last shot was pretty terrible simply because my mind was elsewhere. I genuinely believed those baskets were dodgy. And me being the persistent person that I am, I absolutely grilled the store owner. And I was like, dude, you need to show me that that ball goes in that hoop. Eventually and reluctantly, this guy threw a ball in and the ball got stuck in the hoop. This really knocked me. It really frustrated me and made my blood boil, as you can imagine, because I felt to myself like, well, hang on, you're playing a game that would make you enough money because people are just not naturally gifted, are going to play this game thinking, yeah, on the off chance I might get one in, I might win that teddy bear for my missus. But then you may have somebody who is actually good at the game and they may just beat the game. Now, that is a small loss in my personal opinion. And that's how it seems Call of Duty's doing things right now. They're doing things the corrupt way. They're doing things like the basketball net that is smaller than the basketball way. Because every time I play this game, I feel as if I'm not seeing anybody like this that Exclusive Ace is playing against. I used to see people doing all sorts of things and even think in my head after I've killed them, what the hell were they doing? Wow, they must be new to the game. And I was that player once. And you know what I did? I used to start doing things because I weren't on YouTube in 2009 when Modern Warfare 2 came out. I was very late. I think 2013 is when I first actually found out about YouTube. I know, crazy, isn't it? Imagine how many subs I'd have now. But yeah, I didn't have nothing to reference. All I had to reference was my mind, which is quite an analytical one. And I used to see things in the kill cam and think, okay, I can improve there. Or, okay, I can do something differently there, because if I run there, more than likely someone's going to be always standing behind that barrel. You know, the usual stuff that you learn and progressively get better. And I had to learn fast, because I joined Modern Warfare 2 in February. Everybody had been playing that game for months already. But you know what? At no point did I feel to myself, I'm going to quit this game because I'm getting dumped on all the time. Because I knew every time I saw progression, and every time I saw myself get better, and I finally got a Predator missile. Oh my God, I got a Predator missile. The endorphins and the feeling it gave me were really good. Whereas now, it's almost like every now and again, every 1 in 10 games, Activision throws you a bone and you have a really good game. You dominate. It feels like the old Call of Duty again. And then for the next 7, 8, 9 games, you have a mediocre game where you barely break even, or you go negative. And that's how Call of Duty is right now. And I believe it's really bad for the franchise. And eventually, I feel like there's not going to be another game that's a Call of Duty killer. Call of Duty is going to kill itself because of Activision's greed. You cannot manipulate the environment that we play in that type of manner and think it's okay, and people are going to stand for it forever. So many people I know have refused to buy this particular game because they played the alpha, they played the beta, and all we could talk about was skill-based matchmaking. I am a Call of Duty fanboy at heart. I've brought every single Call of Duty and played it for a decent amount of time, I would say. And as time's gone on, this patience with the game has deteriorated. And I'm the one person that usually the last guy to say, I'm coming off. The other day, I played Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with my brother-in-law, and he is a very, very good player. You've seen him in my videos previously. It's killer. And he carries currently a 2+ KD on Black Ops Cold War. He's that good at the game. And this is a guy that rushes, but he can't understand why he's constantly coming up against the same nonsense, which is accentuated because of skill-based matchmaking. Now, you wouldn't see everyone using the AUG and the M16 constantly if you was put in lobbies that were randomized, that were strictly based on connection. You would see a much more diverse Call of Duty every time you played it. Same with Modern Warfare. All we saw was the M4 with the 7.25 as the shotgunner's choice. And this was because people who cottoned onto it were in the same lobbies as you, because you was quite a decent player at the game. I like to think anyway, after playing it for 10 years. Now, naturally, people have got better at gaming. Naturally, people have had a lot more things thrown at them. Gaming screens, headsets, scuff pads. But just because you've got these to utilize doesn't mean you're going to be a better player. And that's what we're experiencing now. We're not coming up against those people who have got all the equipment, but they're just terrible. We're coming up against people who have got all the equipment and are just as good at you at the game every single game. Not only do you have to contend with skill-based matchmaking, but now you have to contend with people who are trying to beat skill-based matchmaking by reversed boosting. So now I'm in a situation where the game wants me to go negative or at least break even and get a 1 KD. And then I've got somebody on my team who is also purposely losing, like this guy on the screen, and has cost me the game. So they're feeding kill streaks to the other side, and then I'm just getting pounded on even more because I've got to pick up the slack from this person who's not contributing to the game. And eventually that's just going to make people absolutely hate the game, because no matter what you do, you cannot win. I can't have a beer, what we refer to as a cider sesh on Call of Duty anymore, which is me going out to the shop, buying a bunch of ciders, and then sitting down with my mates and chilling on Call of Duty for hours. We can't do that anymore, because I guarantee there's at least 1, 2, maybe 3 of us that turn around and say, I've had my fill today, I'll see you tomorrow. And it's a really, really sad state of affairs. I'm sorry if this has come across as a rant, but I passionately feel like this is the one thing in Call of Duty that is ruining the game overall, over everything. Everything we've ever had thrown at us, boost movements, doors, dead silence. I really feel like skill-based matchmaking is the one element of the game that if they chose to detune it and take it back to the Black Ops 1 days, I feel like this game would explode again. I genuinely believe that's obvious, but Activision just don't see it, and maybe the CEO, it's time for him to hit the road and somebody with new, fresh ideas comes in, because I feel like Activision are totally out of touch. And I would say that simply because it's been demonstrated by Destiny that when Activision let them go, or they left Activision, they took skill-based matchmaking out their game and had the most concurrent gamers on that game that had pretty much since the inception of the game. And that, to me, is just pure proof that people are sick and tired of skill-based matchmaking. Let me know down in the comment section, guys, any of your thoughts of any portion of this particular video. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but the like and subscribe button, I hope they tickle your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.